Good morning, all. Today we will learn a poem, Tamarind. It's from your poetry uh, part, and this is the second poem. So let's learn the poem Tamarind. Children, have you seen a tree of tamarind? First of all, let me know what's the meaning of tamarind. Tamarind is a one kind of vegetable which we use for our dishes to make it bit sour. So that is called a tamarind. It's a purely an Indian tree, and even it is found in other countries in the world also. So let's learn about tamarind. Nobody knows where my tamarind stood. Just by a winding lane, each year it gave me fruit and shade and drew me to my home again. I loved to sit beneath her shady boughs and rest up for a while to gaze out upon the distant blue hills with laughter and a smile. And now that I am back, I am eager to find my tamarind again. I hasten down to that favorite spot. I search, but search in vain. Then I stop and I stare. I stand quite still. I listen to my heart. That magnificent tree that was my life has just been ripped apart. I turn to the hills, my eyes filled with tears. For sure, I have lost my soul. Where once it stood tall, there's nothing there now, merely an empty hole. Written by Anonymous. Now, let's learn the meaning of the poem. So, here, when you look at the page, you see a girl sitting on a tree. Just guess what tree it must be. As per the writer, the tree is a tamarind tree. Usually, these trees are seen around us normally. So, let's see what the poetess wants to tell us about her beloved tamarind tree. So, now let's read out the first paragraph once again and let's know the meaning of that. Nobody knows where my tamarind stood, just by a winding lane. Each year it gave me fruit and shade and drew me to my home again. So, what she's trying to tell about the tamarind tree to us. So, she tells, nobody knows where my tamarind stood, just by a winding lane. So she tells only she knows where it was standing, where the tamarind tree was standing. It was standing next to the winding lane. Winding lane means a curved lane or curved road. So how it was looking like, even the tamarind tree was not so straight one. It was bit curved, bent, and taller. So only she knows where it was standing. It was next by a winding lane, means a curved lane. So what it gave to her? Each year it gave me fruit and shade and drew me to my home again. So whenever I was returning from my school days or school or hostel, each year it gave me fruit and shade. It used to give me the tamarind fruits, which are very tasty and sour. And even it used to give me shade whenever I wanted to sit under her and drew me to my home again. So, this kind of things made me to come back to home year and year, again and again. So, whenever I used to get the time, I used to come back home and used to sit under the tamarind tree and used to sit the fruits given by the tamarind tree. So, these are the things provided by the tamarind tree to the girl. Now, let's look at the next paragraph. I loved to sit beneath her shady boughs and rest up for a while to gaze out upon the distant blue hills with laughter and smile. So, in this paragraph, the girl is going to provide the information about the second paragraph. What she tells, I loved to sit beneath her shady boughs. So, what was the work I loved about the tamarind tree? I loved to sit beneath her shady boughs. Boughs means branches of the tree. So, I loved, that means the poetess, the girl, loved to sit beneath her shady boughs or shady branches which gave shade to her. Beneath means down. And rest up for a while. What I was doing sitting over there? I used to take some rest for a short time to gaze out upon the distant blue hills with laughter and a smile. Even from there, I could take a view of distant blue hills. So, children, you can see the picture. From the tree top, even you can see a blue mountain lying at a distant place. So, even the poetess, even the girl, looked at the blue hills which were at a distant place, and she used to laugh at them, she used to smile at them, because the look was very beautiful and she loved it. To gaze out means looking continuously. Gaze out means looking continuously. So the girl used to look continuously at the blue hills seen at the distant place, and she used to smile, laugh and love them like anything. Now, let's continue with the third paragraph. Now that I am back, I am eager to find my tamarind again. I hasten down to that favorite spot. I search, but search in vain. So now the girl is grown up one. Now she became a taller girl. You can look at this picture on page number 35. You see a grown up girl over there standing next to a cut tree. So now the girl is grown up, taller one. She's grown now. Now again she's back at home. Now she wants to see the old tamarind tree once again. So what she wants to do now? And now that I am back, I'm eager to find my tamarind tree. So again I came back to the home and I'm eager to find. Eager means very curious, very interested. So I want to see my tamarind tree again. So what I did, I hastened down to that favorite spot. So as usual, the place of tamarind tree used to be my favorite spot. So I hastened down. Hastened down means went very quickly down to that place where the tamarind tree used to be. So I hurriedly went to that place where the tamarind tree used to be. I searched, but searched in vain. So I could not see the tree at the first. So I searched for it. I went in search of the tamarind tree, but search in vain. But my search went waste. Vain means waste. So my search went waste. Why it was a waste? Let's look at the next paragraph. Then I stop and I stare. I stand quiet, still I listen to my heart. That magnificent tree that was my life has just been ripped apart. So let's find out the meaning for the paragraph. Then I stop and I stare. When I could not see my loved tamarind tree, I stopped myself and I stared. I stopped because when I could not find the tree, I felt that it may not be here. So I stopped myself and I stared. Stare means looking very continuously, means without blinking our eyes, looking at one point. So I stare. I stand quite still. I listen to my heart. Something I saw, and I stand quiet. I stand very quiet because when I saw something, I could not open my mouth and express my feelings. Something shocking was there. What was that? I listened to my heart. Now my heart is telling something about the scene I had seen. What it's telling? That magnificent tree that was my life has just been ripped apart. What tree I was searching for? The magnificent tree. It got ripped out. Ripped apart means it was cut. It was made into two pieces. It was cut into two pieces. That was my life. In fact, the tree was my life. I loved it a lot. But it is now cut down. It has just been ripped apart. That was a magnificent tree. Magnificent means very great, very taller, very beautiful. So that tree has been ripped apart. Ripped means cut off. So what happened to the tree now? It has been cut off by somebody. So the girl is very sad now. Let's see what she tells about this tree in the next paragraph. I turned to the hills, my eyes filled with tears. For sure, I have lost my soul. Where once it stood tall, there is nothing there now, merely an empty hole. So, what the girl is feeling about the ripped tree now? I turned to the hills, my eyes filled with tear. So now she's not able to see the cut tamarind tree anymore. She's very sad to see that tree has been cut down. So now she turned her views toward the blue hill standing at the distant place. Now she changed her view and looked at the distant mountains. Her eyes are full of water, full of tears now. She started crying. For sure, I have lost my soul. Why is she crying? Because she is feeling that she lost her soul, which she loved a lot. The tamarind tree had been like her soul. At each and everyone she used to remember that. Now she lost her soul. Where once it stood tall, there is nothing there now. Before, it was standing in a place very taller like, in a very taller way, very greater way it was standing. But now, nothing is there. That in the place of that taller tree, now nothing is there. Merely an empty hole. Even the roots were taken out. Just I see a empty hole. An empty hole means nothing, no tree, no plant in it. There's a hole where before the tree used to stand. Now even the roots were taken out. Now we see only an empty hole or a hole without any plant or tree. That's all. And now the girl is so sad to see the empty hole without any tamarind tree, and heart is full of tears and sadness. The poem is written by an anonymous. Anonymous means nobody knows what's the name of that poet or poetess. Somebody wrote and it's printed in your textbook, but there is no poet's name particularly. That's all for the day. Now let's continue with some exercise part. So let's find out the comprehension part on page number 36. What does the tree give each year? The tree gave fruits and shade each year. Next question. Where does the poet love to sit? The poet loved to sit under the tamarind tree because it used to give a big shade, fruit, and even the look of the mountains standing at a distant place. The next question. Did the poet find the tree after coming back? Why? No, the poet could not find the tree after coming back from her place because it was cut down by the time. The next question. What does the poet do seeing an empty hole? Poet was very sad to see the empty hole. She was so sad, her eyes were full of tears. Now let's look at the meanings of the important words. The first word is tamarind. Tamarind means, already you know what is a tamarind tree. The tamarind tree is the one tree which gives some nuts, vegetables. It's called as tamarind, which are sour in taste. Winding lane. Winding lane means a curved road or having curves and twists on it. So shade means a shade, you know. When you stand down of a tree, you get a shade. Then beneath. Beneath means down, below. Boughs means branches. Gaze out. Gaze out means looking continuously without blinking the eyelids. Then eager. Eager means very curious to know something. Spot. Spot means a place or a point. Then vain. Vain means a waste, unsuccessful like. Then stare. Stare means looking continuously. Magnificent. Magnificent means very great and in a very majestic way standing. Ripped apart. Ripped means cut down. Soul means our heart or the conscience inside of our heart. Then empty hole. Empty hole means a hole without any plant or tree. Merely. Merely means just a small thing or very neglectable thing. So this is the meaning. These are the meanings for your words. And let's see what is the activity to be practiced. Walk around your school and home and find out the names of the trees you see around you. So, what you should do? You should walk around your school and home. Go around your school and home. Try to find out the names of the trees you see around you. At least you should make some 10 names of the trees around you. At least minimum 10 names of different trees to be written down. So that's all for the day. Thank you very much.